The enduring legacy of a dubbeltje, the story of the 1979 10-cent coin featuring Queen Juliana of the Netherlands. In the world of numismatics, some coins transcend their modest face value and become tiny portals into history, culture, and the lives of monarchs who shaped nations. One such unassuming yet fascinating piece is the 1979 10-cent coin, known locally as a dubbeltje, from the Netherlands, bearing the likeness of Queen Juliana. This small nickel coin, weighing just 1.5 grams and measuring 15 millimeters in diameter, with a reeded edge, tells a story far richer than its denomination suggests. It encapsulates the final years of a beloved queen's reign, the continuity of Dutch royal tradition, and the everyday economic life of a modernizing post-war Europe. Hello, everyone! Welcome to Old World Coins Vault. Here we bring you the oldest, the rarest, and the most mysterious coins from around the world. Do you want to know which coin is worth millions? Which coin is hiding one of history's biggest secrets? And which coin looks ordinary today, but could make you rich tomorrow? So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's open the Old World Coins Vault. The front obverse of the 1979 10-cent coin features a right-facing portrait of Queen Juliana, encircled by the inscription Juliana Koningin der Nederlanden, Juliana, Queen of the Netherlands. This design was crafted by the renowned Dutch sculptor, painter, and medalist Ludwig Oswald Venkerbach, 1895-1962. Although Venkerbach passed away in 1962, his elegant and dignified portrait of Juliana, first introduced in the early 1950s for various denominations, continued to grace Dutch coins throughout her reign. His work captured not just royal majesty, but also a sense of approachable warmth, a reflection of Juliana's own personality. Born on April 30th, 1909, as Princess Juliana Louise Emma Marie Wilhelmina of Orange-Nassau, she was the only child of Queen Wilhelmina and Prince Henry of Mecklenburg-Schwerin. Juliana's early life was marked by the privileges and pressures of royalty. She studied law at the University of Leiden, an unusual step for a princess at the time, showing her intellectual curiosity. In 1937, she married Prince Bernhard of Lippe-Biesterfeld, and together they had 4 daughters, Beatrix, Irene, Marguerite, and Christina. The true test of her character came during World War II. As Nazi Germany invaded the Netherlands in 1940, the Dutch royal family went into exile. Queen Wilhelmina and the government operated from London, while Juliana and her children sought safety in Canada. In Ottawa, she gave birth to her 3rd daughter, Princess Margriette, in 1943, an event that required a special declaration making the hospital room temporarily extraterritorial so the child could hold Dutch citizenship. Juliana's time in exile deepened her empathy for ordinary people and her commitment to humanitarian causes. She became involved in relief efforts and symbolized hope for occupied Netherlands. Upon her mother's abdication in 1948, Juliana ascended the throne at age 9. Her reign, 1948-1980, coincided with the Netherlands' remarkable post-war recovery, the decolonization of Indonesia, recognized in 1949, and Suriname's independence in 1975. Juliana was known as the Queen of the people, informal, warm, and deeply engaged with social issues. She was particularly interested in environmental protection, alternative medicine, and peace initiatives. Unlike some monarchs who maintained strict distance, Juliana often rode her bicycle through the streets and interacted directly with citizens. By 1979, Queen Juliana was approaching 70. The coin's portrait shows her as a mature, graceful woman, a symbol of stability in a changing world. This was just 1 year before her own abdication, on April 30th, 1980, her 71st birthday, in favor of her daughter Beatrix. This act followed the Dutch royal tradition of voluntary abdication, allowing the next generation to lead while the former monarch lived as a private citizen. Juliana passed away in 2004 at the age of 94. Remembered fondly as one of the longest-lived former reigning monarchs. The choice of Venkerbach's design for the obverse was deliberate. It represented continuity from the earlier years of her reign, linking the coinage of the 1950s-1970s, the Royal Dutch Mint, Koninklijke Nederlandse Munt in Utrecht produced these coins as standard circulation pieces, ensuring the realm had reliable, everyday currency. The portrait served as a daily reminder of the monarchy's role in Dutch identity, not as distant rulers, but as part of the nation's fabric. The back, reverse, of the 1979 10-cent coin embodies the clean, functional aesthetic of post-war Dutch design. It features a large numeral 10 at the center, with the word cent below it. A stylized royal crown sits proudly at the top, while the date 1979 is split on either side of the denomination, 19 to the left and 79 to the right. This minimalist layout, without excessive ornamentation, reflects the Netherlands' practical approach to everyday currency during the late 20th century. The design had remained largely consistent since the early years of Juliana's reign, emphasizing stability and national identity through the crown, an enduring symbol of the House of Orange-Nassau. This reverse was not created by Venkerbach, but followed traditional Dutch minting patterns refined over decades. The combination of the Queen's warm portrait on the front and the straightforward crowned value on the back created a perfect balance, humanizing the monarchy while keeping the coin practical for daily transactions, like buying a newspaper or a cup of coffee in the guilder system. The 1979 10-cent coin was produced by the Royal Dutch Mint, Koninklijke Nederlandse Munt, in Utrecht. The mint, with roots dating back over 1,000 years, has been responsible for all official Dutch coinage. In 1979, the mint master was Marius van den Brandhof, serving 1969-1980. Over 120 million pieces were struck that year alone, a high mintage reflecting strong economic activity in the Netherlands. During the late 1970s, the Netherlands operated on the guilder, golden system, until the euro's introduction in 2002. The 10-cent dubbeltje was an essential small denomination coin for everyday commerce. By the late 1970s, the country was a prosperous welfare state, a founding member of the European Economic Community, and a leader in trade and agriculture. Coins like this facilitated smooth transactions while subtly reinforcing national pride through the Queen's image. It was part of a long-running series, 1950-1980, that replaced the older Wilhelmina designs after her abdication. The designer of the obverse portrait, Ludwig Oswald Venkerbach, created it in the early 1950s as a symbol of renewal after World War II. Even after his death in 1962, his elegant work continued, linking the coin to the stability of Juliana's era. The coin was made of pure nickel, chosen for durability and cost-effectiveness in high-volume production. In circulated condition, a 1979 10-cent Juliana coin is worth very little, often just 0.30 to 1 USD on the open market, as millions were produced and many survive. Uncirculated or proof specimens can fetch $10 to $100 or more, depending on grade. However, rare-era varieties or exceptionally preserved examples, such as those with minting anomalies, have been hyped in collector circles and online videos as reaching thousands. Truly valuable coins are usually extremely rare varieties or specimens with unique minting errors. If this coin has a mint error, its value could be much higher. When coins are produced at a mint, machines strike thousands or even millions of coins in a very short time. Occasionally, a small mistake occurs during the manufacturing process, and that tiny error can turn an ordinary coin into one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. For example, double strike. The coin is struck twice, causing the design to appear duplicated. Off-center strike. Part of the design is missing because the coin was struck off-center, leaving a blank area. Wrong metal error. The coin is accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal, die, crack, or die. Break, cracks, or breaks in the minting die create unusual lines or raised features on the coin. Because these error coins are produced in very small numbers, collectors around the world actively search for them. Throughout history, many error coins have sold for thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. In some rare cases, a single minting mistake has helped a coin reach a value of over $1 million at auction. That is why, if you own an old coin, it is always worth examining it carefully. It might not be an ordinary coin at all. It could be a rare error coin that is far more valuable than its face value. Because sometimes a small mistake can become a great fortune. Common mint errors. Off-center strike. The design appears shifted to one side. A weak strike. The details, lettering, or image appear faint or blurry. Die crack. A thin raised line or crack-like mark appears on the coin. Clipped plancher. Part of the coin's edge is missing because the blank was improperly cut. How much could these errors be worth? Normal coin, approximately the equivalent of $50 to $500. Minor error, around $10,000 to $300,000. Clear and attractive error, $5 to $7 million or more in some cases. Important note, since this coin was originally produced in very large quantities, its error varieties are usually not highly valuable unless the error is very obvious, dramatic, and genuinely rare. Its real value lies in its story. Numismatists prize it as a tangible link to Queen Juliana's final years and the end of an era before the guilder was phased out. In international markets, eBay, numista specialist auctions, it appeals to collectors of European royal coins, Dutch history enthusiasts, and those building-type sets from the Juliana period. Queen Juliana, nearing abdication, represented a bridge between wartime resilience and modern prosperity. Her voluntary stepping down in 1980 was a graceful act that strengthened the monarchy's relevance. This coin traveled the world through trade, tourism, and migration. It survived the transition to the euro, when many were melted or hoarded, and now rests in collections as a miniature time capsule. Its story is one of quiet dignity, much like Juliana herself, reminding us that even small things carry the weight of history, tradition, and human warmth.